This is a resolution of the Common Council of the City of White Plains expressing lack of confidence in the mayor and calling for his resignation.
We realized that, at least under my point of view and under what I was seeing, there was too much distraction from the part of the mayor. And all the work that I was really getting from this office was coming through Callahan or other commissioners. And it has been the same type of behavior, or even worse, in the last month. And I don't have any contact with this office at all. Any contact that I have in order to do work, I have to call and make an appointment with the commissioners, and there is no response whatsoever from the part of the mayor in order to contact me for any kind of activity related to the city. On the other hand, there are plenty of contacts to deal with things that are not really that relevant. I think that we need to respond to the residents. I'm getting overwhelming emails requesting for the mayor's resignations. People is embarrassed to have this type of situation in the city, and myself, I have to say that the same thing. And I am asking for your resignation, and I don't have confidence that you are capable at this moment to, as a leader, to do the work that the city needs to be done.
Fellow council members, this is an important resolution. It is the first resolution of the Common Council on this subject. And while it is not a motion this time to examine our authority to exercise our authority under Section 30 of our city charter to remove the mayor from office, it is an expression that White Plains will not tolerate having a convicted criminal in office. I would hope that all members of the council would support this resolution and its request the mayor place the people of White Plains first ahead of his own self-interest. Thank you.
December 22nd special meeting of the Common Council concerning resolution of no confidence and calling for the resignation of Mayor Bradley. I will be voting no on the Council's no confidence resolution calling for Adam Bradley to resign from his elected position as Mayor of the City of White Plains. I firmly believe in America's judicial system and the full hearing of the matters before the court, including appeal. The mayor indicated that he is going to appeal the convictions on the misdemeanor charges and that he will continue to carry out his official responsibilities. I will not stand in the way of doing just that. However, I will also hold him accountable for being steadfast in carrying out his mayoral responsibilities and continuing to lead the administration through these challenging financial times. Overall, I have been impressed with the strong sense of professionalism, the high caliber performance, and the strong work ethic of this administration. Significant strides forward have been taken in 2010, and that accomplished against a very difficult economic background and with the lowest staff numbers in nearly 30 years. New stores, restaurants, and businesses have opened, more are coming, and as witnessed in tonight's meeting, more activity is expected. There are signs that White Plains is in the process of rejuvenation. Yes, there are some difficult years ahead, but I feel confident in the Bradley administration's ability to lead us forward. With this resolution before us, it is also important to remember that the matters in contention here do not involve government business or official misconduct. They revolve around extremely sensitive domestic violence and divorce issues, which I take very seriously. However, Mayor Bradley is entitled to the full rights of the appellate process afforded to all citizens through our judicial system. I remain committed to focusing my time, energies, and expertise on the work of the city and will use good judgment in carrying out my responsibilities as a White Plains councilman. While my colleagues and I have different interpretations and sensitivities on this issue, I respect their opinions, and I am sure they respect mine. As we move forward to close out 2010 and prepare to tackle the challenges of the new year, I am confident and expect that we will continue to work closely together and to cooperate on the important business of the people of the city of White Plains.
There was an arrest that took place, I think, in February, and every council member did not make any comment or say anything about it because at that point in time, the mayor was in the legal process. I think that there was a second arrest that took place either late March, April, and independently, 5 members of the Common Council decided that the mayor should step down. We did have a press conference, and at that time, 5 of us stood and called for the mayor to resign. Subsequently, there was a trial that took place, and a verdict was rendered on December 9th, and the mayor was convicted, I think, of 5 violations. And at that point in time, I, along with, I think, 4 others, called for the mayor to resign immediately. I think that we need a mayor who is fully focused and engaged on city business. These are very serious times in the city. We have a dire financial situation that will continue, and we need someone whose full attention is related to the city's business. An appeal process will take time, it could take years, and I think that the leadership here should be fully focused on serving the people of White Plains. And in December of this year, I said that the mayor could best serve the city by immediately stepping down as mayor of the city of White Plains. Thank you very much.
I share Councilman Powers' indication that, and belief that the mayor is entitled to fully exercise his appellate rights in the situation. But I do feel that this is a terrible situation for the city of White Plains. This is the most difficult vote I've had to cast in my time on the council in 9 years. But I do feel that it is in the best interest of the city as the mayor, so I will be supporting the resolution.
Yeah, I would just like to confirm that I think this is a very unfortunate situation, personally for the mayor and his family, but also for the city. And I agree that the city needs a mayor that's focused on navigating us through these fiscal challenges. It's going to take a lot of hard work to deliver the services, manage the employees with fewer resources, and we need to be doing that continuously. I also feel that as our economy does improve, that we need somebody who is out in front of businesses looking to locate here and residents, people thinking to come here. And so I also, unfortunately, will be voting in favor of this resolution.
Let me start by sharing a heartfelt thanks to the many friends and residents of White Plains who have offered their prayers and support during this period. I also want to acknowledge the members of this body who in more honest moments have also expressed support and empathy for what has turned into a needless political spectacle. Divorce is a sad and unfortunate situation that impacts many families every day. And let's be honest, I am in the middle of a very nasty divorce that has found the light of day and become fodder for public consumption. I will not relitigate any matters of the trial or this situation, other than to say that I remain unequivocal that the charges against me are false and unfounded, and that I did not in any way mistreat my wife. As many of you know, the district attorney failed to meet the burden of proof on the most serious charges leveled against me, which itself was only a misdemeanor, and the court rendered a very mixed decision. I know the truth of the matter. Many of my neighbors and my family know the truth. I am still convinced the truth will ultimately come out in the judicial process, and that is why I am appealing. I realize that in light of recent news coverage, newsletters, and anonymous web pages, some of you and members of the media have claimed that this has become a distraction. Worse, it has offered a window for political opportunism. We were elected each individually to collectively do the business of the people of White Plains. I will only speak for myself, but this has been my focus since day one, even during these recent legal proceedings. I am the first to admit that my inaugural year as mayor was not exactly what I envisioned or hoped, but it was also not the disappointment that some have claimed. Let me remind you of some of the things we've accomplished during the first year of my administration. We reduced what would have been a substantial tax increase despite inheriting a terrible and deeply flawed budget situation. We replenished the city's severely depleted reserve fund. We reduced the city's workforce to its lowest level in 30 years without impacting the scope and performance of city services. We increased just recently wetland setbacks which will enable us to preserve additional open space. We managed the awful tragedy and fire in downtown White Plains, and took immediate steps to ensure that the city could purchase and develop the lots so that we would not have another hole in the ground in downtown White Plains. We've improved recreation and park services, such as Ebersol Skating Rink, which is now wired for television and Wi-Fi, and clearly is a better place for kids and families than it was just 1 year ago. I still believe this administration's proposal for Ridgeway Country Club was correct, and that a citywide golf and swimming facility would have been best for city residents who could have used it at a discount price, and best for the Gedney neighborhood, since it would have been since it would have continued a very similar use. We have accomplished much in the first year of my administration, and I look forward to continuing the work we've started. So let's be clear and honest. The only people who are distracted are those who have the most to gain by advocating for my demise. That we continue to spend taxpayer time and money in a public forum arguing a nakedly political matter is the real injustice to the people of White Plains. Let me be crystal clear. I'm not stepping down, stepping aside, or stepping back. I'm only stepping forward, as I've done every single day since I took office nearly 1 year ago. I will continue to work as mayor for the people of White Plains. My commitment to this city and my devotion to my duties as mayor remain steadfast. I am here all the time. I do get calls. I've not gotten calls from everybody in this room, but when I get a call, I will return it. And I urge all of you to abandon political ambition and expediency and focus on the work that we're elected to do. I certainly intend to do so. I concur with my colleagues. This is a difficult budget year. I think we did a very good job last year, and I intend to make sure we do an even better job this year. Thank you. Okay. It's on the floor. All in favor? Or do you want to do a roll call?
If we could have a roll call.
Okay.
Mr. Boykin?
Yes.
Mr. Buckwald?
Yes.
Mrs. Pona?
Yes.
Mr. Power?
No.
Mr. Roach?
Yes.
Mrs. Smeda?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor?
No.
Mr. Mayor, what does that mean the result is on the vote?
5-2.
It means it passes, correct?
5-2. Resolution. Yes.
Usually the chair's responsibility to announce the
The
meeting,
resolution is 5-2.
which means that it is adopted. Thank you.
Apparently, he's indicated he's not going to resign, but there are other options available. I'm not going to comment on them right now, but there are other options available, and I know that the majority of the council wants to pursue other options. There was a strong feeling by some of the members of the council that, despite the fact that the same 5 people that tonight voted for this resolution had previously called for the mayor's resignation, there was a strong feeling on the part of some council members that that be done in a more formal and official manner, and so for that reason, it was brought to the floor tonight. Governor Patterson is, I think, probably, at this point, not really going to consider something like this. So we're January 1st we have a new governor, and I can't speak for the governor. That's for sure.